What's up, guys? It's your boy Dali Amor,
Yes, we love.
and welcome back to Trends
Talk
Trips.
That's right. We are back with another video. Just gonna be traveling somewhere and gonna be talking it up.
We outside, y'all.
Today's episode, if you will, I do have some topics.
Okay.
I heard some stuff and I want to see what you think and also what the people think.
Okay.
So let me pull off and then ask these questions.
So
The first topic we got is Doordash. You guys know Doordash is like they deliver food to you when you're at home. They're gonna be delaying your order if you don't tip. Thoughts? Reactions?
First of all, excuse me. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Isn't your tip tied to the lack of tardiness, dealing around the order because you want to get your food
Because remember, you tip first.
that's hot? I'm not tipping first.
You
I'm
do.
sorry, that's not how you even do it in a restaurant.
Yeah, they
They're
go to the
crazy.
restaurant.
They are crazy. Like that, you don't even do that in a restaurant. Like, first of all, you get the service.
So you're saying you should be able to tip afterwards?
Yes, because you get your service. Because
Right.
people, it's times with your food to get there,
Yeah.
and it's cold.
Yeah.
Now, like, who wants to reheat something that was supposed to come hot? Like,
Yeah.
and I get it, depending on the distance of wherever you ordered from, it's not going to be like piping hot. But I mean, the effort that goes behind person actually, you know, wanting to get your food to you in a timely fashion, so at least you can enjoy some of the warmth from whatever you ordered, unless it's already cold. At the end of the day, I think that, sorry you guys, I think that it's kind of absurd for them to now delay your order because you're not tipping. First of all, I believe wholeheartedly in tipping. Because that is still somebody's livelihood. Let's get that clear. You know what I'm saying? Let's make that very, very clear that when a person is, if that's your occupation,
you live off that.
This is your source of income so that you can survive, right?
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's
important. It's
important, respectful to make sure that you're tipping the person that's delivering your food because they're not getting what the person is getting that's making the food. That's the actual restaurant. This is them like, okay, this is Doordash or Uber Eats or whoever, and I need to order. I need to rely on this person to bring my food in a fashion that doesn't look like my food was just jumping all over the back of your back seat, or you know, something like that. Because you know, sometimes you get your food and everything is all over the place, and it's like, I don't appreciate that. But if I tipped you first, now I feel kind of stupid because it's like I gave you extra money to present something to me that was not okay.
So I think there's two things here. One, I think food service, especially delivery, and also like waiters and waitresses, they should be getting a base pay that's livable, because you know they don't get as much because the loophole is, oh, you get tips, so they don't have to pay you as much. So that's the one thing that's wrong with, I guess, the world, because they all live in the same system.
Right.
Because that's, like you said, like you're just living off the tips because that's literally just your money. But if you had a better wage from the beginning, then you'd be like, okay, I got tipped, I didn't get tipped. It won't hurt you. It's not gonna like break your back.
You're still able to survive.
Exactly.
Regardless on if it happens or if it doesn't. The tip is literally like, because I mean, people are forgetting the concept of a tip. A tip is what you give a person because they've provided good service, but they're already getting something. Like, it's like your hairstylist. You paying them already. But you give them a tip because they did a good job. Right. And this is why I say what I say when it comes down to why am I tipping you before I've even seen the level of work that you have.
That's a good point.
It doesn't make sense to me to give it to you beforehand. Yeah. Because it's like, if I didn't get the service that I actually deserve to get, I gave you a tip. Yeah. And it's like, now what?
I never thought about it. Like for delivery stuff, you tip afterwards. But also they have like mass service fees. They got service fees, they got delivery fee, they got utensil fee,
and
bag fee.
They're not even clear as to who all of that stuff goes to. Obviously, you assume that it's the company,
100%.
But like the person who's delivering your food, I don't think they get a part of that. If you guys have ever done this type of work, you could definitely leave it in the comments and let us know, like, hey, they give us a portion of whatever that extra stuff is, or they don't. And I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be like, no, they don't. They do not. Don't even put that out there. Whatever your tip is, that is something that y'all walking home with, and it's either gonna, like, it varies because it's at the discretion of the person that you've delivered to. But with that being said, I do feel like if a person delivers something to me, my food is still hot, it came in a nice fashion and it wasn't all thrown all over the place, or you didn't place my food on the floor in front of my house or something like that, and you hung it, then I'm taking all of those things into consideration of your tip, because you actually handled my food with care.
Yeah.
I didn't give you a tip first, and then I come out, my food's on the floor. So no, I don't want to give you a tip before I know that all of that service has been satisfied.
You guys let us know what you thought about that one, but that was a kind of interesting idea, I guess, for tipping. But also, I guess, like, if you tip more, do you get, like, the best service now? Do you get, like, extra fries?
We talking about an aftermath kind of situation.
Exactly.
You know, like, oh, next time, since you tipped good, the next time we're going to get...
Hey, listen, if that's the case, give me an extra fry, a milkshake, something small. You don't have to supersize it. Maybe that will entice people to tip more or better. Or at all, because some people, they don't tip nothing.
Right, because some people look at a tip as in, well, I'm giving you more money for something that I'm technically paying for already. So I get certain people's concepts of it, but I do feel like when it comes to like the tips and the people that's delivering, if you are in fact providing a good service, I think that you deserve a tip.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just really what it is. I'm not going to tip a waiter at a restaurant that's giving me shitty service. You got an attitude coming to me, asking me if I need anything else and all this other stuff, or you just making me wait for things that I shouldn't even be waiting for technically, like my water or the breadsticks, or when I'm talking to you, you have an attitude like, what y'all ordering today? It's kind of like, oh my God, do you not want to be here? Like,
probably not.
And I mean, even if that's the case, you fake it till you make it, because that's what's going to determine your tip. I have to honestly say, if I need things at my table and I'm still looking for you and you ain't in nowhere to be found and you just come in whenever it's convenient for you, you're not getting a tip.
Because unfortunately, when you're in customer service, you gotta have customer service.
Yes. That's the whole concept of it. Customer service.
And it might suck. Maybe you don't really want that, but that's maybe the easiest job to get. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not your personality, which is fine. It doesn't have to be. But, it's just the moment thing that you're going through, and then you get out of it. But you kind of do have to add it on a little, spice it up a little bit, And that's the issue. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if that's all you can get at the moment, do it, but try to do it well.
Yes.
And then know yourself, like, okay, I don't like these people. I don't know these people. That's fine. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be like extra, like crazy with anybody. You just go about your day. Maybe a smile or two. That's it. Check up on the person. Mm-hmm. The simple stuff. You don't have to go above and beyond. You don't have to. Right. But the simple stuff is the checking up, the hi, how are you?
It's all about the hospitality.
Yeah, that's what it
is. Because when a person comes to a restaurant to eat something, and it doesn't matter what grade of the restaurant it is when it comes to like either is a sit-in or one that you just, getting your food and you're going.
Yeah.
The way you treat people makes them want to come back, right?
Oh, yeah.
It makes them feel like, you know what? I want to be served by that person right there because I like their attitude. If I was in that industry, regardless on if I felt like that was my dream job or not, I'm going to still treat people with respect, but especially when it comes to your food and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You want to have that reassurance that the person is not doing anything underhanded, dealing around your food. And if you have an attitude, you could be doing anything in my mind. And I'm not going to want to go back there because I'm like, look, this is the second time I've been here. I'm getting sucky service as far as people having attitudes. Look, if you don't want to work here, quit. That's what it is. And I get it. People have to provide for themselves and they have to pay bills and different things like that. If you work for me and you're not providing good service for these customers that's coming in and it being a representation of me and my business, I'm firing you. I'm sorry. Like, because you need to at least fake it. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not faking it and you're working a job that has to be hospitable, then this is not the job for you. And I'm gonna help you out the door. Like, that's just really what it is. Like, because I feel like I'm gonna provide that for a person, even if I like it or not. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet because I don't want to feel like you got an attitude. This person doing something to my food in the back or whatever. And it's happened. We come on. I'm sure y'all seen videos where people have done crazy things to other people's food.
Yeah, that sums it up right there. All right, moving on to the next one. Domino's, they are giving away $1 million worth of pizzas to students in debt from all these student loans. Thoughts, reactions?
I mean, it's not going to satisfy the debt, but it's a nice gesture. It's a nice gesture because at least you are contributing to something dealing around that area. Every little bit helps, you guys. Like,
isn't it sad that people can't eat because they got to pay these loans off? That's the real problem.
Yes. I do feel like in other places in the world and stuff like that, they definitely do not charge you as much to get an education, because you got to think about it. It's kind of like, can I call it an oxymoron? Like, because it's like you are obtaining a higher education, so that you can provide a service that's needed in society.
Right. Hopefully,
you know, like that's needed in society. You get stuck with all of these crazy loans
for years,
and you can't even enjoy the money that you're getting because you got to pay all of this stuff. And I get it. Like if they provided a service for you, and you know, you've gotten what you needed out of it, you should pay something. But I feel like that what they're asking for is crazy.
Always. And it's not like you pay, you know, for the higher education and it like guarantees anything for your future.
Right.
It's really still in your hands. Like you still gotta apply, you still gotta research, you still gotta interview, you still gotta be good at it. It's like so it's even like crazier to even like realize like you're paying for this, but it's still not a guarantee, and it's thousands. It's not like $100 here and there. It's thousands.
It is.
So
and they gave you loans, they gave you grants and stuff like that. A person shouldn't even really have to pay until they've actually landed. That's another part, right? Until you've actually landed a job that can satisfy whatever that balance is over a course of time, right? Because it's just like buying a house. You buy a house, you got a mortgage. You got a mortgage. At some point in time, that mortgage will be paid off. That'll be your property, and the only thing you're worried about is like property tax and whatever utilities. But like for these jobs, they are like literally 6 months after you graduate, you have to start paying. If you don't even have the occupation to satisfy that, you're just constantly in debt. They just set you up for failure every chance they get. Right? They don't teach you how to invest when it comes to they don't teach you how to invest in school or whatever like that. You learn all other type of things, which are helpful in certain aspects, but like they don't teach you the fundamentals of like how to
it's a lot. How to network,
you know, exactly.
How to be social in social settings, how to research properly, not just go to the library and figure it out. It's a lot of soft skills that you kind of have to unfortunately learn on your own. Which again, to the point of why am I paying for this if I have to do it on my own? That's the thing. Like we don't really need to learn history to get a job. Like you really don't, but you still gotta do it. Like, depending on your job, you might not even ever use Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, but you still gotta learn it. It's just those little things. Like you don't know what you're gonna need to know, so they kind of teach you everything, but not everything at the same time. Like taxes. How many people they just see all these things on the taxes? They're like, well, I guess the government, they taking it out, so it must be right. What you gonna fight? You ain't gonna do nothing. You can't do nothing.
You can't.
That's not even your money, but it's your money. But you don't even know what it means. And that's not a fault to you. It's a fault to the system that we have in place, because it's just a curriculum that we just all are just learning because of the teacher and because of the system. That's it. Like certain things, yes, they do help you. Like public speaking, you know, they help you with that. Depending on the teacher, depending on the class. That's the other thing too. Not everything is standardized, even though it's a standardized system. Because you'll have a bunch of students, oh, I love this teacher, this professor was great. And then the other one, oh my God, they just sit there and just look at the PowerPoint. How you gonna learn? Like, not everybody learns like that. Some people do, but not everybody does.
Yeah, most people don't, actually.
In the real world, you're not gonna be sitting just looking at a screen. You're gonna be hands-on. You're gonna be talking. You're gonna be communicating. You're gonna be researching. Like, you gotta learn all that.
Is definitely going to be a factor, a major factor in all of these things. There are people who have done it and has been successful with it, but you got to think about, even with doctors, right? They are still paying off student loans into their old age. Like, that is not okay.
And they're working.
Right. They're actively working, and they're one of the most important industries that you can possibly have, like health, you know, the health industry, like keeping you alive type situation.
Literally life or death.
Like, that's their industry.
You save somebody or you lose somebody, you go home, that bill is still there. It don't matter. They don't care about what your day was like. You got a bill due. What happened to your day? What's that? What's a day?
They don't care about your circumstances.
It's past due. And we're going to charge you more because you can't afford what's already there. How does that even make sense?
Yeah, be like, oh, you can't pay this on time? You don't have the revenues to cover this? Well, we're going to hit you with a late fee so we can add extra to what you already can't handle.
going back to the Domino's thing, I feel like all these major companies, and Domino's is a pretty big company, it's safe to say. Millions, maybe billions, I don't know the exact amount. They can afford to relieve a lot of debt for a student. But in reality, think about it, is Domino's good?
It's not.
It's not the best thing for you, right? Especially a college student who's in school. You're probably going to eat at the wrong times, midnight or later, or earlier.
It's free, so you're going to be eating it in abundance, which is definitely not pro-health.
But you see we see where it's going now? I still got the loans, but now my health is decreasing. And now you got to choose, do I take care of myself or do I pay these bills off? I think we just need to come together, understand like, hey, we are paying for this service, cool, but it does not need to be this high, because even my salary wouldn't be that high to even match what I'm learning.
Agreed.
Because the value that I'm learning is not gauged on the type of job that I have or the monetary value that I'm getting. Because you still got to learn stuff when you're working. There's not a job out there that you got hired for and you're just like, okay, I know everything. I don't gotta research nothing. I don't gotta study. I don't gotta read the book. I don't gotta read the contract I signed. No, you gotta do all of that. Yeah. Because there's always rules. There's always things that you thought maybe you did know, but you need a refresher. Or maybe this company does it a little differently. You gotta learn it. Companies should come together, relieve some of the stress with the loans, and understand that. That's it. That's what I think.
I agree.
The pizza ain't cutting it.
I agree. And
give me a check.
Because as soon as you said the pizza, I was just thinking in my head, like, why not something healthier? But
just give me the money. How about instead of you give the pizza, give me the money? Yeah, actually. That is what you're making the food that's cost money. Actually, give me the money.
So I get that. I get the concept in what you're talking about when it comes down to that. Throw the pizza away. Yeah. Just put the money there so that things are being satisfied.
And you know, it's always sad to say this, but when things are free, it don't sound right. That's all I'm saying.
Because nothing in life is free,
What in this world that somebody has offered you for free and you felt good about it? Unless it was somebody really close to you.
There's always a catch.
If you see a stranger walking around handing out candy, what do they tell you to do? Check the candy. Make sure it's not open, loose, or don't even take it, because you can't trust anybody.
Right. Who cares? Especially if he has like a white band or something like that.
Don't do it.
Stand clear.
And that's the problem. I think it is a bigger thing of like companies that come together, work a little bit harder, or maybe just lessen the loans. Like, what are we even paying for real? What are we really paying for?
Let me explain you something, right? With all of the people who are still in debt, people who can't even make payments on that, you're just putting yourself more in debt, actually, because these balances are not being satisfied. So it's like you make it a certain amount just for people not to be able to pay anyway, and you still be in the same spot that you're in. But the only thing that you have to show for is, well, they still owe me. Owing a person is still equivalent to just being broke, because you're still not getting what you need. You just have on record that, oh, this person owes. Yeah. I would rather have my money versus being owed. I'd rather give you a reasonable price so it's actually able to be satisfied versus giving you something that's unreasonable, which we all are signing up for this. Or whatever, whoever has student loans or whatever like that, you're signing up for this. But it's like, and the only way that you can do this, the only way you can get a higher education is if you make that sacrifice. But then that sacrifice comes with not being able to land whatever job that you're trying to get within the field that you went to school for.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be in our lifetime, but we're gonna see. But let's go pick up this food and then we're gonna come back.
Yes. See you guys in a sec.
All right, and just like that, we back.
Yes.
We got the food. Now, we ain't gonna tell you what it is yet. We don't even know what it is. No, I'm kidding.
I would definitely need to know what it is. When you have food allergies, you need to know what you got in something.
But yeah, we stopped by this place. You know, the one place we always go to, and we were just waiting for our food, and then we were just checking out the cakes they had on display. And, you know, it brought up a discussion of what we like and what we don't like. And, you know, with that being said, let us know as well. Now we're going to address the one thing that might cause some tension. Pumpkin. Okay? Listen. It's good, but it ain't the best thing out here. Alright? Y'all need to stop with it. Pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that.
We need to throw pumpkin in it.
Just stop it. Every time it's Halloween, that's all y'all do.
First of all, that's an acquired taste, because pumpkin is disgusting. Like, I'm sorry if I offended any of y'all out there that be eating pumpkin crazy.
I do eat pumpkin.
But
my mom made it, so it's different. You know, when you grow up with it, it's different.
Yeah.
But when you put in a drink, a cake,
they don't go in everything.
A cupcake, What else?
They got Cheerios with pumpkin flavor. Y'all bugging.
Yeah,
y'all no.
They really utilize the holiday to make more money off of it.
Because it's like, not y'all to put it in there. Right. Like, I feel like pumpkin is something that you should be able to add externally if you decide that's the option you want to go with. But the whole, it's like this. I was never a pumpkin fan.
And we saw like chocolate cake too. We talked about it. Like, chocolate cake is not our favorite, but fudge and chocolate works really well.
Yes.
But if it's just chocolate alone,
If it's just chocolate alone, I have to have that in the refrigerator, getting ice cold, for me to like enjoy it. I don't know if that applies to other people.
I can see that.
But I can't just have it because it's like, for me, it's chocolate, but it's not chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like eating a chocolate bar or something like that. It's literally just like it just tastes like something's missing.
It needs like some texture other than the just chocolate. That's what it is. So,
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, and then we saw coconut cake. You know, it's acquired taste. I don't love coconut in a lot of things. Also, I don't like coconut and chocolate. I don't know why people like that.
I can drink coconut milk from the coconut.
Yes, I could. 100%.
But when you start putting all this on other things,
no,
I'm like, I can't. And then the coconut is not consistent with the same. Like, when you eat coconut from an actual coconut,
amazing,
versus the coconut that they do with like artificial flavoring and all that stuff, like, that's not the same.
It's fake, people.
It's not the same.
That's why y'all don't really know what real things taste like, because y'all never tasted the real thing.
Yeah.
And be like, ooh, this coconut water is so good. You look, it's 25% sugar, 2% juice, and 0.1% coconut.
Whatever, and then whatever such and such color.
Right.
Like,
don't get fooled by the advertising. Just because it has a coconut on the can don't mean it's a real coconut.
Right. That's what they advertising. Of course, it's going to be a coconut on the can. You know, but
that was crazy.
Yeah, real coconut, I can enjoy that.
Yeah, but in a cake, I don't know.
Not the artificial stuff, because it don't taste the same to me.
Yeah.
And
carrot cake as well. I'm not a huge fan of carrot cake.
And I actually love carrot cake. Like, it's something that I grew up eating.
See, that's the thing. Yeah.
So I understand the dynamic of it. But if I didn't, having carrots in my cake would probably be
it's so
weird for me.
It's like, why is this vegetable in the sweets?
Right.
Like, you're supposed to be in the aisle of vegetables. Well, you're over here in this section.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You got lost.
And then also too, there's different grades of carrot cake.
Yeah.
I don't like all types, because
I think that's what it is. I never tasted a really good carrot cake.
Right.
I think that's what it is.
Different carrot cake will give you a different something. Like, I could deal with it, and I'm like, I've had better.
Yeah.
And it's like, it has to be like real ingredients in this stuff, y'all. If it's not real ingredients, I'm not really a fan of like artificial.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of artificial.
And your body will tell you too. If you eat something that's like, it will tell you. Either in a bad way at night or the next day when you wake up.
When you grabbing on the walls in your bathroom because you decided you wanted to be different.
That's why you really got to know what's in your food, to be honest. You know, the best way obviously is to make it yourself, but if you go somewhere and you ask those questions like, hey, does this have this and this? Does it have this? Because they got to tell you they're making the food for you. Like, and then if it does, unfortunately, you might not be able to eat it. Or you take the chance and you deal with the consequences later. And that's your priority. You know?
I agree.
Like, listen, food is great.
It is.
Like, I love
Let's
food.
not ruin it by doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not ruin it.
We got to try out a lot of the cakes that we saw, though. We saw Oreo cheesecake. Let us know if you ever had that.
Right.
I've never even seen that before.
Now,
I want to take that.
Let's remember, that's going to be on Trends Talk Taste.
Yeah.
So, you guys could, look for it and find it there.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a minute.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. We got a lot of stuff, okay? Just give us some time. We're just doing a lot.
Yes.
But we don't want to rush anything and then it's not our best work, you know what I mean? And I think, because, we out here. We're doing our best to give you guys the content, but we also want to put out what is going to be the best for us, too, in terms of, like, our efforts, our timing, and but there's a lot more that goes into it than just turning the camera and
different quality. Yeah,
and when it comes to food, you gotta get it right. You gotta set it up right. You gotta go to the right place. Because also, even though we're trying it out, we don't want it to be bad. We want to enjoy the food.
It's true.
Like, I would never want to order something just because I want to taste it out if it's good or bad. I want to know, like, in my mind, I might like this, so let me try it out.
Right, it's a calculated risk.
Right, because imagine you order something, you don't like it. Now, first of all, you're on camera embarrassing whoever it was that you ordered from.
Right, because I'm going to be honest.
You don't like it now. Now, what you going to do? You got to eat it.
Well.
Depending on how bad it is, yeah. Or how hungry you are.
Right.
That's the thing, too. Some places don't be really that good, but because you're hungry, it tastes good. It's a camouflage effect.
They'd be like, I don't know if I'm hungry or if this is like busting, but I would rather be under those circumstances.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, you got to do a lot of research when it comes to food. Like, that's why a lot of these restaurants, you can't just... I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your stomach. But for me, like, I'd rather at least look it up. Look at the grade they got.
Oh, yeah, definitely the grade.
See some reviews, because you can't believe every review, but you gotta see the majority.
Because they be in there making them themselves. They be like, oh my god, this is so good, and it's the freaking owner of the restaurant. Like, stop.
And the kids,
so, the wife.
But you gotta look at the environment too. Go to it and see it. Like, if it's clean, if it looks like people actually eat there and it's not just there.
Yeah.
And those are big things, at least for me. Like I said, you can go somewhere randomly and it could be good. It can. I'm not gonna lie, but it depends on what you're going for too. Because if you're going for a sit-down restaurant, you're not just gonna pop in anywhere. You're gonna make a reservation probably. You gotta look it up. Look at the menu too, because sometimes they'll be switching it out based on the season or based on the time of day. Some places you go after 12, there's no more brunch or breakfast or whatever. You gotta eat dinner menu. So you got a lot of research. If you're just doing a fast food place, then you can go kind of anywhere as long as you know the fast food place. But that's the thing about food, man. You can't play with it.
No, and you should. Yeah, you really shouldn't. Don't allow other people to play with it either. Because
and then when you make food for other people, just know that you're making food for other people. All right, whatever you would do in your own house, and you lick the spoon and stir the pot with the same spoon. Do that.
Oh my god!
But when you're making food for other people, don't do that. Okay.
So cringe. I don't even think that you should do it personally, because those are natural nasty habits, right?
Yeah.
And when you have natural nasty habits, you tend to do it even in the times where you don't really, like, you're not trying to do that because I'm cooking for other people.
Right.
But like the things that you do normal is gonna reflect on how you're cooking for other people as well, because it's a subconscious thing. It's not something that you're actually thinking of, like, I'm about to lick this spoon right now. Just practice, good habits when it comes to cooking anyway.
Yeah.
Because even if somebody comes over, right? Because I always think about it like this, you guys. If a person comes over to your house, you didn't really expect them or whatever, or things change in a way to where it's like, all right, well, I didn't know that we were going to have this arrangement, but I have food. I don't want you to have to go out and buy anything or whatever the case is. You're going to serve them the food that you already had there. And with those habits that you had, I don't know, sometimes people forget about that, or they just feel bad, like, damn, I did all kind of things to the food while I was...
Can't eat from everyone's house.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay.
Right. Even if you mad hungry, you just gotta be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Because again, you don't know. And also remember, you're in your own kitchen, your own house. Things are flying. Who knows if you're wearing clothes? Let's be real about it. Who knows what y'all doing? There's no hairnets. You might be wearing pajamas. You don't know what's going on in that kitchen. You might have just rolled out of bed and started cooking. Right.
Didn't brush your teeth.
Exactly.
Nothing.
You got crust in your Frosted Flakes, and you thinking it's just Frosted Flakes. It's like, you can't do it. You can't do it.
I'm hollering.
You can't do it, people.
Not you got extra flakes.
Listen, I don't know what some people get up, eat, then brush your teeth. I can't do it.
But I'm not cooking for somebody else.
Well, yeah. All in all, just be careful, people. If you don't like other places to mess with your food, don't mess with your food when you're also making food for other people.
Yeah.
All right. It goes both ways.
It definitely does.
This road is
just all these leaves out here. Man.
Yeah, it's fall. It's literally fall. Like, they ain't even trying to hide it anymore.
I need to get me a little leaf blower.
Okay, let me tell you something about leaf blowers, because it annoys me. Why are y'all blowing leaves? Why don't make like a vacuum to suck up the leaves? Because y'all blowing the leaves.
I mean, they do.
And then it's going over there.
Something like that costs so much.
Well, guess what?
It's very, very expensive.
It's more messy.
It all depends on how a person does it, because not everybody knows how to blow leaves properly. Like when you blow leaves, you're supposed to be blowing them into a direction that's gonna allow you to create a pile, so that you can then clean that pile up and
That's what I'm saying.
bag it and different things
but
like
you're
that.
doing double work.
Yeah, for the price, for the cost.
So you might as well just have it where you can just suck it up one shot and you good to go.
Yeah.
Like why I gotta do
They do have
work?
that though.
You know, sign out with that note, because you know we got to get to the house and start eating.
Yeah,
but we're gonna open it up and show y'all what we got.
Yes. That part.
So stay tuned. Alrighty, we made it finally. Now we're gonna do the unboxing. It's kind of a bad habit if you think about it, to take your food out when you get home, because if it's wrong, it's too late.
Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it.
Right.
We learned this together, y'all.
So we got this first little bag here. There's a lot of stuff in here. So
I like stuff.
we got utensils, because you know you gotta just have that. This is a ranch. You know, there's 99 cents right here. I didn't know,
Whole dollar.
but it's here. And then we got all the syrups, and butters.
Because they think I want to get fat. That's what it is. Like, because this is all for me.
Okay.
This is all for me. Like,
Butter, I don't usually put, but syrup, I'll do it.
I don't want to. My thing is, I don't want to put the butter because it's not even gonna spread correctly. You know, like it should be melted already, and you just drizzle it if you want to add it anyway. But they keep it.
And for me, I got the chicken tenders with waffles. See that there?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
That looks good.
Looks nice and seasoned. Maybe you want to show the peeps what you got.
That seasoning.
It smells great in here, by the way. Oh, y'all can't smell it, but it smells great.
Okay, so this is my waffles, sausages, and eggs.
There you go. Yeah. They doing it.
They did it. They definitely did.
And you know, now you guys gonna get some food, like we always say. You know, just because we eating, I mean, you gotta watch us eat.
Right.
You gotta eat yourself. Nourishment. We just talk about food, okay? So please eat if you haven't already. And thank you guys for coming on the trip with us. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video.